Hi everyone. Anna G is the person who asked me to read about Adam Toledo, so I'm finally getting to that. I know you asked probably at least a week or two ago, but I've been busy because, that's the way life is. So, anyhow, um, I'm going to read about it now and we're going to see what comes up. What she wanted to know was what Adam's lifestyle was like around the time. Um, and then of this incident, and then also a card. Okay, I've got two different things. She wanted to know about his lifestyle, what his lifestyle was like, so we'll just read that. Then a card to represent him in life at around the time of his death. And then we're also going to ask how he felt with the police. These are her questions, things that she wrote down that she wanted me to read about. What made him run, how the police felt, and will the police be convicted? And I looked it up, and the police officer's name was Eric Stillman, so we'll specifically ask about him. Okay, so let me focus on Adam Toledo, just a young kid, 13 years old. Just a real tragedy all around. So we're going to ask about his lifestyle. What was his lifestyle like? And I'm just going to read the cards. I don't know what's going to come up. Not everything comes up that people want to see, and I read the cards. So know that going into this. If his lifestyle isn't something that um, looks the greatest to me, I was a little troublemaker at 13. My lifestyle wasn't the greatest. I got into all kinds of stuff. I'm not saying he was into stuff, but I'm just saying if I was reading about me, you wouldn't be getting angel cards. So what I'm saying is I'm just going to read what I see. So his lifestyle, that's the Wheel of Fortune. I would say things in his life had recently changed. There were some situations that kind of throw him for a loop and unexpected changes for him. I think they caused a little bit of issues in his situation. I don't know if his parents divorced. I don't know what was going on in his life, but I think there were some situations where he was not being the word coming to me is guarded, which is an odd word, but like other things infiltrated into his world that maybe otherwise would not have been had he been being watched well, like maybe he had previous to that. I just feel like there was some real change in his life at that time. May have had some to do with school too. I don't know if they're in school there. The reason I say that is because there's all these books. Did he change schools? Did he, there were some changes, kind of upheaval. There was some upheaval in his life at that time. So we're going to ask now for a card that would represent him as a person around the time of his death, what he was like. He asked about his lifestyle. Now, what was he like as a person? Okay, let's see what we have here. What's that card? Huh, that is an interesting card. That's justice. So that tells me he kind of felt like he was getting his due diligence and things that he deserved. We all look at situations differently, and sometimes you feel like what you're doing is justified, and that's what I think he felt. Um, I don't know what he was doing that night, but whatever it was, I feel like he felt it was justified. I haven't read that well into this case, and I don't know if a lot of information has come out. That's an interesting card. I want to learn more about it now, why he felt that way. Okay, how he felt with the police that night. I'm sure that I could probably answer that. Scared. Just uh, wanting to get caught. But I think what the person may be asking, Anna G, you're not here for me to ask you, but maybe she's asking how he felt when he turned around and what he was going to do. I don't know if he'd already dropped the gun. I think he had, right? But the police didn't know that, or I don't know. I don't know all the details. Um, so we're just going to ask how he felt with the police, with that in mind, that he was turning around and putting his hands up as the police shot him. So, I mean, I think that's pretty obvious when you watch the video. I don't think he was turning around to shoot the police. I think the police were saying they thought he was. So let's see how he felt at that moment with the police right before his death. Okay, we have a card in here. Well, I mean, that's a good card to represent. It's a heartbreak card, a card of everything going wrong, and you're feeling it inside. So I think he really felt just, that moment you have where you're like, oh crap, you know, this isn't good. The heartbreak card is not a good card. And it's like that card where your heart is just beating away and you're kind of taking everything to heart and you're feeling like, oh wow. And I'm sure he felt that way because he was being chased by the police. So was it him and two other police officers? Because there's three swords in that card. Heart and mind going crazy, heart beating, pounding. I can kind of see the rain coming down, the storm coming in, not a literal storm, but a feeling of a storm in your body, anxiety storm. I think that describes him well. Okay. Um, what made him run? That's a good question because I don't think we know that yet, or if we do, I don't know it, so let's still ask it. Okay. We've got two cards here, so we'll read them both. Well, that again is reflecting, the swords, the worry, the concern. Um, there's even in this card down here, there's two people fighting. If you look at this card really well, you can pull it up yourselves. It's the Nine of Swords. In the bottom, there's two people like kind of fencing and one going to stab the other person. So, and a lot of worry, obviously, at that situation. I don't know what he was doing before that. Why was he in a fight with someone, or was he worried, obviously, about the police coming after him and harm? Who wouldn't be? Nowadays, you do have to be, unfortunately, which is really sad, um, of being afraid of being harmed. So that was his first card. The second card was the Ace of Pentacles. That is a card of money. Um, in this case, I think money is the interpretation. So I don't know if he had been out, even possibly had gotten a fight. Clearly, he was worried, scared, um, had a lot on his mind of what made him run. He had something that he felt like he had to. He had something, all those thoughts, lots and lots of thoughts in his head, like, gotta get out of here, gotta get out of here. May have had something to do with something that he had on him as either cash or um, a tangible object. So something, well, he did have a gun, right? He wasn't supposed to have a gun. Something he wasn't supposed to have is what's coming to me. And we know he had a gun, could have had other things he wasn't supposed to have on him as well. So this card can stand for the tangible, the things you can feel, the things you can touch, the things, you know, to me, this is saying that he had um, something he didn't want to be caught with, and he was really worried about it. And you see the worry in that Nine of Swords and then the Three of Swords there. Okay. We're going to ask how the police felt in that moment, what was going on in their heads. So I'm just like really setting my attention. I'm switching over my mind to now we're thinking about police. We're not thinking about Adam's thoughts, we're thinking about the police's thoughts. And I'm really getting in there. Police officer was Eric Stillman. Let's ask about him. What was he thinking in that moment? So let's see what the cards have to say about that. Okay, got some cards up here. Eric Stillman, what was he thinking in that moment? A lot of cards. They're all kind of bunched up there. What was Eric Stillman thinking in that moment? So that's the Three of Pentacles. That's a card of, you can see what's drawing me is the spotlight that he's got focused on those two people. And I think there were two people. Wasn't Adam with a friend or something that night? So I think he had them in the spotlight and was watching them. They had, these people have plans in their hands. So I think he felt they had a plan and he was kind of going after them, exposing them on that plan. Again, I don't know what the heck he was doing, but that's what it sounds like. The police felt like they were after a couple people that had a plan, and they were, you know, going to expose it and going to, you know, really shine a light on it and see what was going on and inspect it. And so it looks like they suspected them of something. You see the who would be the police officer here kind of elevated above them, and the other two sort of standing there holding their plans in their hands, and they're having this light shone on them. All right. I think the thought was we're going to expose this for what it is and catch them in their plan. That's what the police felt. Will he be prosecuted? Eric Stillman. Will he be? Oh no, I'm going to ask. Will he be convicted? Because I'm guessing he might be prosecuted, but will he be convicted? That's what we really want to know. So will he be convicted? The fact that there was a gun involved, I think, is going to be a lot harder to convict him, but we'll see. All right, so I have two cards on this. Looks like they go before. Uh, this is the Hierophant, but I've already got Justice out here, so I can't go before Justice. Looks like they do plead their case. Both of the police officers, I think, will testify here to this person. As far as being convicted, I do have the Ten of Cups there. I don't see this one being convicted. It's really a family card and being happy with your family. So that doesn't make me feel like he's put behind bars. That makes me feel like he does return to his family. I think he pleads his case. I'm almost seeing down here, these keys kind of remind me of a gun. You can pull this card up. This is the Rider-Waite deck, and it's just the Hierophant. But when I looked at those, it reminded me of a gun right away. Again, certain images sometimes in the cards just pop out and look like something for whatever reason. Those reminded me of a gun. So I do think the gun is going to be definitely taken into account in this situation. And in this situation, I don't think he's convicted. So again, don't get mad at me. Sometimes people get mad at me when I do a reading. I just read the cards, you know, it's not the way I feel often. So just know that I read the cards, and that's what the cards are showing me, and I just say what the cards are showing me. All right, folks, that's what I'm seeing on that one, and we'll wait and see how that all turns out, but that's what I'm getting. All right, take care. Bye-bye.